as a continent have now defined ourselves.
In the news, China declares all cryptocurrency transactions illegal. Bitcoin crumbles with bans on digital tokens. A massive rush of dollar to Nigeria's market through export earnings will increase the naira's value, says Mogalu. Fear prevented victims of sexual abuse in Kenya. Sports sector from speaking out for years, says basketballer. Details shortly. This is TOS Television, your digital-first Pan-African news network. I am Abigail Okwade, and this is TOS News 360. China's central bank has announced that all transactions of cryptocurrencies are illegal, effectively banning digital tokens such as Bitcoin, warning it seriously endangers the safety of people's assets. Fluctuations in one of the world's largest cryptocurrency markets often impact the global price of cryptocurrencies. The price of Bitcoin fell by more than $2,000 in the wake of the Chinese announcements. And to Nigeria, the federal government of Nigeria has banned students in senior secondary school 1 and 2 from applying for and taking external West African senior school certificate examination, the National Examination Council and National Business and Technical Examinations Board. This was contained in a circular issued by the Federal Ministry of Education to principals of federal unity schools. This, the Education Ministry said, would help maintain decorum and boost standards of education in schools. The Lagos State Commissioner of Police Hakeem Odumosu has vowed to arrest and prosecute hoodlums who killed the policeman, Chief Superintendent of Police Kazeem Abonde, in the Ajao estate of Lagos State. The policemen were said to be carrying out enforcement in the area when they were repelled by motorcyclists who protested against the seizure of their means of livelihood. Motorcyclists in the area reportedly stopped operation due to the clash. Now to developments across Africa. Declassified UK has found that the British Army did not investigate 5 bushfires its soldiers sparked in Kenya's weeks before they ignited an even larger inferno that destroyed thousands of acres of East African Wildlife Reserve and left 1 man dead. The revelation comes days before the Ministry of Defense is due in court to defend itself against a compensation claim being brought by 1,400 Kenyans that blame British troops for accidentally burning down nearly 50 square kilometers of land in central Kenya earlier this year. The Defense Ministry says it was only required to investigate significant fires when a loss of equipment, injury, or significant environmental damage has occurred. Another global scene. Former Minneapolis white police officer convicted of the murder of African-American man George Floyd in 2020 says he will appeal against his conviction. Derek Chauvin, sentenced to over 22 years in jail after kneeling on Floyd's neck for more than 9 minutes, says there were issues with the jury at the trial and that it should not have taken place in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Found guilty of second-degree murder and other charges, Chauvin, 45, was given 90 days from the date of his sentencing on June 25th to appeal against his conviction. This is your digital first Pan-African news network, TOS Television. You are watching TOS News 360, business, entertainment, and sports stories. When we return, to stay tuned. Thank you for staying with us. In business, a former deputy governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Kingsley Moghalu, says the value of the naira will fall from 570 naira to $1 to 400 naira to $1 in the parallel market if there is a massive rush of dollars into the Nigerian market through export earnings. Moghalu also blamed the downward trend of the naira on the activities of speculators and the lack of autonomy of the Apex Bank. The naira now trades at 570 naira to $1 at the parallel market, while it trades around 412 naira to $1 at the I&E Forex window, which is the only official rate recognized by the central bank. The Under-Secretary General and Executive Secretary of the United Nations Economic Commission for Africa, Dr. Vera Songwe, has stated that the African Continental Free Trade Area has the potential to increase Africa's gross domestic product by $1 trillion. This, Songwe says, is because Africa, in particular the West African region, has the population dynamics working for it. She made the remarks at the ECA's Regional Business Forum, which was titled Empowering Women Youths to Drive Africa's Transformation Agenda. And moving on to the entertainment scene, Kenya Film Classification Board has banned a documentary about a gay Kenyan man's struggle to be accepted by his family and country, saying it was blasphemous and an affront to the Constitution. In a statement on Twitter, the board's head, Christopher Wambua, said the documentary titled I Am Samuel, directed by Peter Murimi, propagates values that are in dissonance with Kenya's constitution, culture, values, and norms. Gay sex in Kenya is punishable by 14 years in prison under Article 165 of the Penal Code that outlaws homosexuality. And moving on to sports. A former basketball player in Kenya says sexual abuse has plagued the country's women's game for many years, but that a climate of fear is preventing victims from speaking out. Now in her 30s, she says she was sexually abused by one of her coaches as she started out in the game. She adds that the abuse was often linked to pledges to advance the career of young players, many of them teenagers at the time. Still in sports, heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua says he wants to fight until he is 36 as he gets set for the latest defense of his heavyweight titles. The 31-year-old faces Alexander Usyk on Saturday night at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium and has cut a relaxed figure in the build-up to the bout. Usyk is the 10th opponent Joshua has faced in a world title, having fought twice Andy Ruiz Jr. And that is TOS News 360 on your digital first Pan-African News Network. For more updates, to visit www.tostvnetwork.com. Follow us and like our social media handles on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And remember to subscribe on YouTube. To stay with us and enjoy more programs on TOS Television Network. I am Abigail Opade. Thanks for watching.
But we as a continent have now defined ourselves